Good morning. So, today is a moment of transparency. I wasn't going to talk about it, but then I was like, I should talk about it because maybe there are other people out here who are going through the same thing, and because they don't see other people going through it, they don't think that it's normal. And so basically, you guys know, I started working on releasing scrunchies. It's a new thing that I wanted to do. I kept thinking about it, kept wanting to do it. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to do it, right? So I've never used a sewing machine before a day in my life. My grandmother had a sewing machine. My mother had a sewing machine. My sister had a sewing machine. And so it just was like, I got to learn how to sew. So I learned how to sew, got that down. Great. So now I'm making these scrunchies. And at first I was like, I like them, but it's just not, there's something missing. Like it's not scrunchy enough. And so I thought I figured it out. I thought I had too much elastic. So I cut off an inch of elastic. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to see if this works. So I made one, it came out fine. So I mass produced them. And I think I made like 20 of them. And when I got finished and I got ready to cut the remaining thread off of it, I just did not like the way they look. And with me cutting off that inch of elastic, they weren't stretchy enough. And so it was like the whole batch was just ruined. And I was so freaking mad. Like, I know I said every curse word in the book. Like, I was just so mad. And I got so mad because I had made so many of them. So I was like, okay, I could just go back and cut the stitches out of them and redo it, save the fabric, throw the elastic away, and redo it. So I got ready to try and cut the stitches out. The stitches were too tight. I couldn't, it was just no way to do it. So I was like, okay, well, maybe if I cut the fabric around that part, I'll still be able to save it. Didn't work that way. So I just got so mad that I threw them all in the trash. Like, I was so mad. My husband was like, why are you throwing them in the trash? Don't do that. Da, 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 da. And I'm going to show you the clip of me throwing them in the trash. So, I did take one out because I was like, this is going to be the one that I showed people, like, this is where we started and this is where we are. So I'm the type of person, if I can't get something, it bothers me and I can't sleep until I accomplish it. So literally, I was up last night till 11, 12 o'clock at night. Mind you, I started working yesterday morning around 9 o'clock because I had to edit the YouTube video and then I had to work on content and then I started working on scrunchies. So I had been up all day working on this and I finally got it. I did. And that was like a major moment for me that I finally got it. Basically what I realized was I wasn't using enough fabric. And that's why it wasn't giving that scrunchy feel. It was more of a round circle, which I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. But I say all of this to say, like, yesterday I lost time. I didn't get paid for any of the things that I did yesterday as far as making the scrunchies. I lost money because I had to throw all of that fabric away and it was some good expensive fabric. So I lost time, I lost money, I lost sleep, of course, and that's one of the things that you'll find as being a business owner that a lot of people don't talk about is when you have the failures, the things that didn't work out the way you wanted it to work out, and you still have to pick up the pieces and you don't get paid for that. The satisfaction comes in when you finally do get it right and then someone makes a purchase and they buy what it is that you're selling or that you have made. So that's what keeps you motivated and keeps you going. But I just wanted to give you guys a moment of transparency because there may be someone else out there who's going through the same thing where you're thinking about giving up, like this ain't working, why can't I get it? It's your mindset. You have to change your mindset. So like last night after I threw all of that stuff in the trash, I sat down, I was like, girl, get yourself together. You need to meditate. You need to pray. You need to take a breather. Like, I went and took a shower and I meditated. I prayed. I talked to my best friend. I was telling her, like, I done got mad and threw all the scrunchies in the trash. She was like, no, why did you do that? So I was telling her, and I was like, I refuse to be defeated by a dang on scrunchie. Like, I'm going to get this if it is the last thing that I do. So I say this to say, like, don't give up. Keep trying. If it doesn't work the first time, if it doesn't work the 100 and millionth time, keep going, because eventually it will work. You just have to be dedicated, persevere, and keep going, and then it will happen for you. I promise. So today we're going to finish those scrunchies. I don't have a lot of fabric left because I did throw away a lot of the fabric that I messed up. So I'm just going to use what I have. I'm going to have to wait until it's in my budget to get more fabric, which is another thing I want to talk about, is finances. Like, a lot of times I hear people saying, well, I don't have the money to do this right now, or this, that, and the third. Like, everyone in business goes through that, where you may actually have money in your business, but it's not dedicated to new ventures. And so you have to come up with new ways to get that money. And so sometimes you may have to put a project on hold because you don't have the funding to continue. And you see that happen even with big businesses. Like, you'll see construction sites start building something, and then for a while it's stagnant. Like, you don't see any construction workers back on site. You don't see the building being finished, and it's because the funding is not there, and so they have to wait till they get the funding. So I'm kind of at a standstill with that. I only have what fabric I have left. So for the big scrunchies, because remember, I want to do 3 different sizes, so I may not even have enough fabric to do the biggest size that I wanted to do. So I may have to just release what I have, and then once money starts rolling in from that, or I figure out a way to get more money to contribute to that, then go back and make the biggest size that I want to and more of the medium size ones, and then release it like that. But I just wanted to show you guys, because I know there's probably people out there who are going through the same thing, and you're thinking about giving up. Don't give up. Keep going. Look like, and it's not giving scrunchy vibes. It's giving very circle fabric vibes. It was not scrunchy vibes, and then the elastic was not wide enough. Because I thought that was the issue in the beginning, and technically it wasn't. So, boom. This is another one that I did, and it's actually giving scrunchy vibes. It has stretch in it. I can fit it around my arm, and it's actually giving scrunchy. And then this one I just did because I used even more fabric, and I wanted to see how it was going to look. So I didn't sew it up completely because I wanted to see how it was going to come out. So let me just fix it to make it look like it is sewn up all the way. Make it look pretty. And then scrunch it out. And it is giving very much so scrunchy vibes. Elastic. I could wrap this around 2 times. Or if I had a big bun, 1 time. But then when I put it on my arm, it's giving very much so scrunchy vibes. So I am a lot happier with this versus this. Can we see the difference? Like, I can get it on my arm, but this is what it looks like. Like, that doesn't look like scrunchy. So yeah. I'm happy now. Yay. Okay, so I went from this to this. These are the medium-sized ones. I ran out of fabric to do the large ones. I'm going to show you guys the small ones. This is what the smallest size looks like. I did have a lot of leftover fabric that were like small pieces. They weren't long pieces. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do with that is make mini ones.